Hello, good morning. All are welcome for my fire safety classes. You have already attended my sixth class, that is last class we have discussed how fire is getting spread. This is a continuous education program for safety. You may be knowing that I have already given you 10 videos of a general safety awareness. Now fire safety we have already started, and already I have given you six videos. Now this is the seventh video which I am going to give you today. But before going to these videos, I just have a request with all of you. Please share it and subscribe it, because maximum people will be getting benefit from these classes. Okay, moreover, what I have told you on last class, just we will have a review, then only we will go for the new subject. Last class I have explained you how fire is getting spread. Fire can be get spread in all the three ways, like conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction takes place in all solid materials. Convection takes place in liquid and gases, and radiation, even without any material, also radiation can take place. So, and also fire itself can spread with near to the other materials. So, this is the way fire can spread very rapidly once fire got catched to some materials. That's why fire safety is very important. And also I explained you the stages of a fire: initial stage, growth stage, and decay stage. The initial stage fire is just starting, like some smoking or some sparking like this thing. Second stage is the growth stage. Growth stage is a very rapidly spreading fire. So that growth stage, this consists of this conduction, convection, and radiation. Decay stage means everything is finished. So this is what I have explained for the last classes. Now we will go for a classes of a fire prevention, protection, and firefighting. Actually, I have written here only fire prevention. Whenever I used to take classes, many students, they ask me a question: sir, fire prevention, protection, all are seems to be same thing. Then what is the difference? Then what is the difference between firefighting also? Or this type of question they used to ask me. So I want to give that answer also. What is the difference between fire prevention, protection, and firefighting? Fire prevention is a proactive approach. Proactive approach means the fire, in order to prevent fire, we are taking some steps. That type of fire steps known as a fire prevention. So what are the steps we can take it? First of all, in order to have a good fire prevention step, we must have a good housekeeping. Don't throw all the unwanted or combustible materials here and there. And another thing, wherever an identification of ignition sources available in our houses or in not only houses or industry, wherever the unwanted ignition source or possible ignition sources are there, that we have to identify and we have to prevent it. As you know that in the house and other thing, the ignition sources are normally from just carelessness, taking giving this matchbox and other thing to children for playing, and so sometimes they used to have play with the matchbox. So never do such a things to any children for giving any matchbox or any fire producing cigarette lamp or any other thing to the children to play with that. And another thing, this whenever we are using electrical circuits, electrical plug and other thing, in one socket so many plugs are using. That overloading of such type of thing also we have to avoid it. Then only we can have some type of a fire prevention. But in industries and other thing, in addition to that, so many other steps we have to take. Like this hot work, whenever this welding, cutting, etc. has to be done, a special permit should be given, and also a fire extinguisher must be kept there. And industries also, a regular fire safety classes must be given, and also everybody must know how to operate a fire extinguishers in case of a fire happen. So Another fire prevention area, fire prevention area is that wherever that combustible materials and flammable materials are there, it should be stored in separately. That means the nearby area, flammable material and combustible material should not be kept. All the flammable materials like paint, varnish, or diesel, petrol, etc. should be in a separate store. So that type of step we can take it. Similarly, any heat producing sources are there, like heater or any other type of heat sources are available, or open flames and other thing. It should be used very carefully or with the permission only, hot work and other thing. Such type of step we can take it. So this type of steps is taking is known as a fire prevention methods. So in order to avoid fire, we are taking some steps. That methods is known as a fire prevention. Then fire protection means this is also prevention actually, but this we are taking some engineering methods actually. Engineering methods means, as you know, that there, as we have already just discussed, that fire is having three stages: initial stage, growth stage, and decay stage. So if you identify the initial stage itself, and if we can take some fire prevention step, then fire we can reduce it. For that type, what type of engineering methods are there means, some type of fire detectors are there. When smoke, how fire is happening, something like a smoke is starting there. So as soon as smoke started, it should be detected and given an alarm, or it should, automatically it can fight also if I find it there. Similarly, if any other type of source, that is something like flame is coming, that should be detected. Similarly, any temperature is going some more than that much of required limit, then also it can be detected and use some steps. Such type of engineering methods are also fire protection system. So there are sprinkler system is there. So automatically when their fire goes, fire happen there and sense there and happen there, the sprinkler means water will be coming, water will be spread through all the area, so that fire will get extinguished. So this is the method, this is the way of a fire protection system. It is a very wide area. There are a lot of job opportunities, lot of engineering techniques are required there in this fire protection area. Very big subject. Now coming to the next one is a firefighting. Firefighting, again we can divide into two categories. What are the two categories? One is a first aid firefighting and another is a professional firefighting. First aid firefighting, it is required for everybody. In case of a fire happened in any area, at least the person, those who are working in that particular area, must be able to identify a correct extinguisher and operate it, so that that fire can be fighted and further it will not be developed. Such type of firefighting is known as a fire extinguisher. Training is required and everybody must know this one, the firefighting in the fire extinguisher. So that now that is as legal requirement also most of the organization. So this is known as a first aid type of firefighting. So anybody can just operate a firefighting for firefighting an extinguisher. That is a fire that known as a first aid firefighting. Similarly, that another water extinguisher or hose reels are there. That operating is also, we can say, that first aid type of firefighting. But for larger type of fire, when it has almost come to the growth stage, this ordinary person cannot be fight it there. So they have to go immediately away from the fire that area, and they have to save your life. Then at that time, professional fighters are coming there and using a very long hoses and other thing, firefighting is doing. That is a professional firefighters are there. So these are the two methods, two area of the firefighting. Many people are having a thinking that whenever we are talking about the firefighting, taking a very big hose and fighting with water. But that is not that is for professional people. But for everybody, at least must know how to operate a fire extinguishers. So I have just given some brief idea about the fire prevention and also for the fire protection and also for a firefighting. Prevention is the proactive approach that everybody has to do it, not to not to happen in the fire again. Fire protection system is an engineering methods for prevention of fire, and firefighting is the actual firefighting fire with either portable type of fire extinguisher, or that is a first aid firefighting, or with the professional type firefighting. So these things are discussed today. So I request to all of you, if you like it, subscribe it and share it. So I wish you all of you a good day. Good day means happy, healthy and safe day to everybody. Thank you to everybody. Okay, bye.